My name is Debora Sanchez. I am 35 years old and I am the coordinator for the Cristo Rey community. I live in Romeoville and I'm just part of the Chicagoland area. I am the office manager for All Saints, the brand, for their distribution center in North America, and I am looking to go back to school to finish my bachelor's in business administration. My lifestyle before my conversion was, I would say it was kind of boring. I'm not a partier. I don't like to go out clubbing or drinking. I probably went clubbing like once or twice in my, early 20s. But I was very angry. I was angry with God. I was angry at the world. Guess you can say I was depressed too. I was married. My husband died in 2020 from COVID, and I was mad at God. I was mad that He took him, because to me and to everybody that knew Ramiro, he was just a great guy. And I used to fight with God, and I would be like, well, why didn't you take that person? He's not good. He hurts people. He does so many bad things to everyone. Why did you take Ramiro? So I would have this battle back and forth with God on why him? Why am I going through this? Why am I a widow? I was 31 when my husband died. No one else in my family was a widow. So it was a road that I had to navigate by myself. I didn't know anyone who had been through that. I was angry. I was depressed. After my husband passed, I would get drunk at every 10th of the month, which was his anniversary. He passed away November 10th, and I started to use that as an excuse. So after 5 months, it wasn't me. I realized that it wasn't me. It was embarrassing to for the next day, to just, first of all, feel horrible hungover, but also what kind of example am I giving to my family, to my niece, to see me all sad and depressed, crying, hungover, and also, I am a widow of a great man, and that's embarrassing for him too. So, I stopped. Now if I go out, I probably have a drink, and that's it. So, yeah, I just didn't like that anymore. Okay, so the turning point in my life was, there's been a couple turning points in my life. I grew up in the church. My grandparents, they were lectores, so every Sunday we would go and they would read las lecturas, and I didn't like going to church though. Church wasn't my thing, and I think it was because it was forced. Every morning, every Sunday, it was like, hurry up, get ready for church, and I woke up already in a bad mood, and I didn't like it. I don't remember a single sermon. I would leave church and my parents would be like, ay, qué bonita estuvo la misa, and I'm like, okay, I guess, because I never paid attention. We would go to los círculos de oración, and I still didn't care for it. I liked when the coro would play and the music was good. I liked that. But as far as going to church, going to los círculos de oración, reading the Bible, it wasn't my thing. When the priest and they would do their announcements and they would talk about los grupos de jóvenes. This is horrible, but I swear I would think, man, what a bunch of losers. I would not be caught dead in a círculo de oración or a grupo de jóvenes. That was just not my thing. I thought it was too cool. I had friends who probably weren't the best. I don't want to say I was popular, but I was kind of popular in school. I loved hanging out with boys. And that, growing up, that was my thing. My grandparents, every time we would visit my grandparents, siempre tenían sus libros de oraciones, and they were always praying at 3 p.m. You know, they're praying La Coronilla, and that's something that you know, they taught me. So now I still pray now I pray La Coronilla every day, but growing up I was like, no thanks. So my parents got divorced when I was already an adult. I was 21, but it was still how could you say, it still hurt even though I was grown up. You know, I was still daddy's little girl, so that hurt, because then I started looking for love with other people, because I felt in my head that my dad wasn't there. My dad only moved 30 minutes away. He wasn't far, but you know, he wasn't home. I was used to seeing my dad every day, pero no estaba. So I felt maybe, I felt abandoned. And then, you know, a couple years later, I meet Ramiro, and you know, he was great. He was everything I could have ever wanted in a man, and I felt loved again. I felt seen, I felt wanted. I had a man who respected me, who spoiled me beyond everything I could have ever wanted. I had, and not just material wise, but you know, his love. I had his love, I had his time, I had everything that you can think of. So when he passed, you know, I was mad. I'm like, again, there's another man in my life that is leaving me. I didn't feel like God loved me enough, because he's taking the second man that I love the most away from me. My dad's still here. I can go see my dad right now, but you know, the divorce did impact me, and I wasn't a little kid, I was an adult, but it still hurt. And then to have my husband die, you know, that hurt a lot, because it's not easy to be vulnerable again. It's not easy to start over. It's not easy to you know, to like one day put yourself out there again. Like in my head, I was done. I was married, so I was so mad at God. But now I know that even though, you know, I didn't feel the love of a father because my dad left. He didn't go anywhere, but you know, in my head, he loved me. And then my husband passing away, you know, another male figure leaving me. I felt abandoned, and now I realize that I wasn't. God has been with me the entire time. And it's like that, la parábola de, you know, the sand, when you only see one set of footprints and you think you're by yourself. You're not. You know, that's God holding you. So all those moments that I cried, that I felt so alone and unseen, you know, God was with me the whole time, and he was holding me, and él me estaba consolando. And it's like, I see that now, but before I was just so mad. I was so mad. I believe I've always had some sort of encounter, or how could you say, relationship with God, but it would be more like, yeah, cuando that tiro, like I need him bad, you know. I would pray, I would have this like emotional breakdown, and yeah, like I was cool when that problem would go away, and then I would forget about God until my next emergency. So after my retiro de iniciación with Iscali, that has been like my longest term relationship with God, you can say, because it hasn't been a little encounter where him and I are friends for a couple of days, right? Like on my end, and then I just forget about him after, you know, I feel like I'm in a better space. Now I cherish my relationship with God. I know that I need him when my life is good and when my life is at the bottom of the ocean. So I haven't let go of him. You know, he's been holding my hand the entire time, and when everything's great, I'm still holding on, because a cualquier momento I can just fall off. But yeah, the initiation retreat helped me distinguish his voice and understand when it's evil talking to me to tempt me and when it's God. I feel like when I'm anxious or I'm questioning something, I know it's not coming from a good place. And sometimes even when I'm scared and I have, that voice in my head talking to me, but it's coming from a place of love, and I feel at peace. Even if I am scared, I know that that's God talking to me. So it's helped me distinguish those two voices. Obviously I'm not perfect, so sometimes even when I know it's evil, I avoid, but yeah. Some challenges that I experience now, well, it's a lot. I'm not perfect. I fight temptation every day in different ways, whether it's with money, lust, or however. Those are my challenges. Also, my challenges are I say yes to everything. I have to learn how to say no to some things. So managing my time is something that I struggle with too. I spread myself too thin, and it's okay to say no. So that's something that I'm working on. My conversion has impacted my personal growth and relationships because I'm being intentional about who I bring into my life and who I decide to have a relationship with. And I don't mean like in a relationship like in a romantic type of way, but just a friendship. Like, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I don't like to waste my time. So if someone is not going to bring anything good into my life, I just, I decide to exit. Like, I don't need to be entertaining. This is, this could be mean, but I don't need to be entertaining anyone for their own pleasure. My goal for this Lent is to be in a state of grace, to be able to go to church every Sunday and receive the Eucharist. That's something that I've struggled in the past when I won't go to church because I don't feel worthy enough or because I haven't gone to confession. And I'm like, ay, ¿pa qué voy si no puedo comulgar? But being in a state of grace is my goal. So I invite everyone to go to confession, to be able to receive Jesus and his love and his mercy. The advice that I can give someone that's starting their journey or going through a similar journey is to not give up, to keep on going. It's hard walking with God and being in a relationship with Him. Not everyone accepts it, and not everyone believes in what we believe in. And if we just do everything out of love and patience, which is something I'm working on, I think people could see that, and they can see your honesty, and they can see that you're being transparent, which is something that I try to do. Sometimes my delivery is not the greatest, and being honest and direct, some people don't take that. But if you're if I'm coming from a good place in my heart and I'm telling you with the utmost love or respect, I think just do everything out of love. You'll be good. Looking back, seeing my journey, my conversion, I wish I would have started earlier. I wish I would have joined one of those groups where I thought everyone was a loser. Because I see, like, now being in Iscali, I see all of these beautiful young adults in their, they're 18, early 20s, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see their faith and their joy and their ability to pray. Sometimes I'm just like in shock. It's so beautiful. I wish I would have started earlier, but God's timing is perfect, and I'm where I'm supposed to be. My only advice I would give to people is, like, for myself, I have someone watching me. I have my niece, she's 8, and just live by example. Whatever you're posting on social media, que no sea algo que te va a hacer ver mal. People are watching you. And I can't be here right now praying my Bible and talking to you about God and how my life has changed. And then in the other hand, I'm living a different life. So just be honest with yourself. Like, live whatever life you want to live, but do it honestly.